Hello, hello. We're going to carry on with the music themed file folder. And what I'm going to do is we're going to make two more tags, and then I'm going to straight away do another video, and I'm going to try and set the sewing machine up so we can film. It's a little bit difficult because my dining table, I didn't think this through, I didn't do it the right way around. My dining table is full of tea-dyed paper at the minute, and that's where I usually set the sewing machine up. But I'm sure I can kind of cobble something together so we can get a view to film. So I'm just going to sit down. I have been making some tags for this because, you know, it was taking me a long time to make these on camera, and I know you're not going to want to watch me make tag after tag after tag on the same theme. So what I've done is I have just cut 2 pieces of 300 GSM cardstock, and this did take me a while, so I'm glad I didn't do it on camera. I've chosen 2 images that we're going to make the tags with, but I haven't really got any further than that. So what I do know is I want these to be quite pretty. I want them a bit, maybe, I don't know, lacy, maybe I want them nice. I want them nice. And obviously we've got the music theme, so we still can, you know, we've still got music paper and obviously the muslin and cheesecloth and things like that we can pull on. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my little box and see what else I've got. What have I got? This is some of that stretchy lace. It's quite pretty, but we'll have a look and see what I have in here. This is my, oh, that's gorgeous. This is my little stash of beautiful things, which is running out. I need to get more beautiful things. I also have, that's a bit over the top, isn't it? I also have some amazing happy mail that I would like to do a video on today. So I might do that next while I've got this set up, actually. That's quite pretty. Got some little bling bits. Butterfly. I'm already using one of those. Most of this stuff is what I got from a kit I purchased from Sierra Miller. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to purchase anything at the minute, so I have to use what I have. Those are quite cute though, I like those. Let's have a little look. It would have to be the, let's leave those out for a minute. So, thanks again to everyone who's, that's quite pretty too, and that's quite pretty. Let's leave a few bits out and we'll have a little play. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's contacted me again. It's really kind of knocked me for 6, this stupid shingles thing. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I've got a little while to wait for these results, so I won't bore you anymore. I really like that. That's really nice, but it takes up too much of the image. But then that's really cute, isn't it? It's not really music related, but it's still really cute. And then that's over the top, I think, having two things. Let's have a look. I really admire people that I watch on YouTube that can just pull together what they want immediately and make something marvellous. I just don't seem to be able. Something quite simple maybe with this one. Her dress is not perfectly white, so I think that would go, and I like this lace. Maybe we could put a word here. Right, okay, I think this needs a bit of a backing though, of some sort. So I think we'll go for that. Let's just slide these out of the way. Put that in there. So let's get out the old trusty music paper. Might make this a bit dark. Might make it quite dark just to stand out a little bit. Like I said, I have made a few of these tags for this journal, for this file folder, but obviously you'll see them when we do the sewing. I probably won't sew everything on camera, but what I do want to do, the reason we're making this shape is because I said I would show you how I sew round a corner, and I'm not very good at sewing at all. Oh, I do that every time. My stupid thumbnail gets in the way. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm, you know, dithery as always, and I really have been trying to just pull myself together, because you know, I'm a big believer in positive thinking, and you know, you have to make yourself feel good, and sometimes you just cannot do that, can you? Sometimes you just no matter how hard you try, you feel a certain way, and nothing is going to change that. But I'm determined that I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going, which could be part of the problem, but you know, has to be done now. Yeah, this is my first day at home without a proper job. It's weird. I've never ever not had a job. I've been self-employed before. I've been in self-employed twice before. I was a wedding and portrait photographer. I had a studio in my old house, and you know, I was pretty good at it. My degree is, as I've said before, one of my degrees is in photography. So that was cool. A lot of pressure though, doing a wedding. If you photograph a wedding, and thank goodness it never happened to me, but if something goes wrong, it's a one day, isn't it? You can't ever go back and do that again. But I did have lots of issues with weddings, you know, brides saying, I want all of my photographs square. I've seen it and I love it, and I want all of my photographs square. So you spend days after making sure you're taking the photographs correctly. You know, you spend days editing photographs so they're all square, for her to say, oh, actually quite like these long, quite like these in a different way. So, you know, things like that used to happen all the time. That was always awkward and difficult, and you'd spend so long. I mean, I didn't have to do any major editing. It was just cropping, and, you know, people would have eyes shut, and I'd always take 3 or 4, and then you kind of do this thing where you can overlay and have people's faces showing through, so it looks like one photograph, which is always good to be able to do when you're a wedding photographer. But yeah, that was one. And the other thing I did, believe it or not, which was super boring, was I was an insurance broker. That was my job when I left school, and for many years before I got my degree and then my teaching degree, so I could be a teacher. I was an insurance broker, and then obviously that was my first self-employed job, which was a lot of work and very boring. Sorry if any of you are insurance brokers, and I'm actually looking at the camera now, and I don't know why, because you can't see me, but in all seriousness, it wasn't for me. Absolutely wasn't for me. But I did it for a lot of years. So yeah, this is my, you know, even when my kids were born, I've got 4 children, and I went back to work after the first 3, you know, within 3 months maybe, I was back at work. I love my kids dearly, but I always said I was not cut out to be a full-time mother. I always thought I was, you know, a bit of a career head, but that didn't really happen, because I never found the career I really wanted to do. And then obviously I became a teacher, and I absolutely loved it, and then I decided that that was too stressful. and my health was not great. Loved the job, loved teaching, and now here I am. My health's not a lot better at the minute, and I am talking an absolute load of rubbish, so I do apologise. It's just thinking about life, isn't it? Sometimes you just do, especially when you're crafting. I don't like this back bit, and I don't think that's inked enough either, so I'm going to ink that. I might ink that lace actually. Yeah, this is my first time in a very long time, well ever, that I haven't had a proper job. So, a bit scary, a bit exciting, and this is my first day at home all by myself. The kids have gone back to school after the half-term break. My other half also works in a college, so he's been off on half-term. So that's pretty good. And here I am. And I was sitting here talking to myself, so I thought I may as well turn the camera on, get this done, and at least have someone to talk to. And somebody to... sorry. Somebody to talk at the moment. And I still absolutely appreciate all of your comments, and I have now I have to plan my day properly so I don't get sidetracked. You know, even to the extent that I've done a little bullet journal kind of style plan, even to the extent I've put in the times that I need to put some washing in because I'm sure now I'm going to be at home every day. If the washing's not done and the house is not tidy, you know, there might be questions. I like that. Now, the only thing is, the whole plan of this was so I could sew round the corners, and I actually don't know that I want to do that on this card. I don't want to sew around this lace. I think I will sew around there. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like I'm moving a little bit quicker because I'm just talking and not explaining everything I'm doing, which is probably not a good thing because I'm sure, although you can see what I'm doing, can't you? Should I explain everything? I really like this lace, but I don't like that on here. Now this one I really would like to sew around the edge, so I think I'm going to back this image quite simply so we can stitch around the edge. How do you think? What do you think about that? Maybe we could pop, maybe once we've stitched we can add a little embellishment. Now when you're going to use the sewing machine, you don't want to pop things like this and this on because they're going to get in the way of the foot on the sewing machine. So what we might do is pop on something like that once we have sewn. That's quite nice too, isn't it? Right, what should we back it with? Should we back it with some muslin? I think we'll go muslin. And maybe we'll back it twice, maybe we'll double back it, but maybe we'll pop some cheesecloth on too. I think that might be nice. So there is obviously I'll trim that in a bit. Yeah. So a bit of cheesecloth. I really do have to tea stain some more cheesecloth. And I need to just say as well that every time I do a video I have more and more people contact me via email and Facebook, and it is absolutely lovely to get to know the people that are watching and commenting, and it's just really nice. And on Instagram too, had, you know, lots of comments and people contacting me on Instagram, and I've even had, it's really lovely actually because somebody sent me a photo so I can see what they look like. I won't tell you who it is because that's a bit unfair, but that's really lovely. It's lovely to have there was a bit of a connection to where I live, which is, you know, it wasn't just here's a picture of me. There was a reason for the photograph, because it's a connection to where I live. So that was really nice to actually be able to put faces to names. I mean, a lot of you that are crafters and have YouTube and things like that, you know, you may have pictures. So some of you, you know, I would recognise, but it's really nice for people who watch but don't have videos themselves to put a face to the name. So I'm gonna ink this because I want this a little darker. I'm going to be quite heavy with it too, I think. I have such a achy shoulder because those file folders that I've made recently, there was so much inking involved in that, and it was kind of like a repetitive strain. I ink a lot anyway, but those did take an awful lot of inking, which is cool. Inking's always good, but yeah, I ended up with a really achy shoulder from that. So I'm just going to pop some. I hope I'm in frame, and I haven't heard the camera beep, so I'm hoping we're still filming. And I'm also thinking while we're doing this of how I can set the sewing machine up, because I think it will probably have to be here on my desk, unless I can, I don't know, maybe stack paper a bit higher. Ah, no. There we go. Maybe stack the paper a bit higher on the dining table and see if I can squeeze on there. But we are definitely going to finally do the sewing element. I like that, it's quite shabby looking. We're going to have to trim it a little bit because we still want to get the stitches around the edge. And it's going to be quite tight by the looks of that. So how are you all, guys? How are you all? I hope you're all right. We've got some really pants weather here at the minute. I don't know if anyone else in the UK. We were supposed to have thunderstorms. Still haven't had them here where I live. Still not had any. So we had some really hot, sticky, horrible weather over the weekend, and oh, I've got glue on it. Ah, pants! We can stick something over that. That's where we'll glue something. We'll add something there. So yeah, really hot, sticky, nasty weather. And today we've just got drizzle, cloud, and I've got my heating on full blast to try and dry this paper because we need the dining table for dinner. And it's just sitting there with the heating on. I've got my summer dress on because I'm boiling hot. Let me just check that out. I don't know if... No, I'm not a big flower fan normally. I don't know. Have to consider this. This one may not actually go in the file folder. It may not make it. Right, so those are the two tags that we will be sewing very soon. I'll probably upload both of the videos together so there won't be a gap. And I'll just show you a couple of the other things that I made. I've made this little pocket with a journaling tag inside, and once I've sewn this I'll just be popping an eyelet and some different things in there. I've made this little tag. There's a couple that we can sew. Oh, I made an envelope too. So I made a big envelope, and we're going to sew that. So I will see you very soon in the next video. Speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.